Oh, what's that? Wow, interesting. Let me pick it up. I should give this to Yuma. Yuma, look at what I found.
Wow, this is pretty interesting. And what is this? What are these numbers? Let's take a closer look. Huh. I guess it's an encoded message, and we'll have to decode it somehow. I think it's better if we make an app and make it easier for us. So let's just get into it straight away. So this is the app that we're gonna make. It's quite simple. We just have a message here, the button here. I'm not gonna press it. This button decodes it, and yeah. So let's just start making it. Okay, so basically what I did is I chose the template single view app under iOS. First of all, we should do the layout. So first of all, I'm just going to add in a background color. I think, yeah, that's a good background color, orange. And I'm going to put in some stuff first. So first of all, we need the result label. So I'm going to drag that in and should work. There we go. And let me just drag it across like so. I'm going to align this in the middle. I'm going to just set some default text like hi. And well, this will be replaced by something else. And I'm going to also change the the font. So I'm going to set it to custom, and this is going to be the font is going to be marker felt, and we're all set. So I'm just going to make it better, so make it bigger. So 50, and I'll just add a bit of color. So orange. Orange is pretty good. Or maroon. Maybe like this. Yeah, this is better. So after that, I'm going to add a button, a decode button. So basically, when you press a button, it will decode the message and display it. I'm going to put in button. And I'm just going to drag it across, maybe make it a little shorter. There we go. And I'm going to call this decode. There we go. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Just a bit of exclamation marks makes it better or worse. I don't know. Up to you. And I'm going to set the font to, again, marker felt, and I have to change the font size. From there, I'm going to change this to white, and you can't really see it, but I'm going to change the background to like a dark red. Yeah, there we go. So we have our layout there, and I believe we have to add constraints. So I'm just going to go here, and I'm going to add in margins. So bottom, left, top, right. So the text is going to fill the whole screen. And the decode button, I'm gonna go over here, actually here, and I'm going to set the height, and then left, bottom, right margins. And there we go. We've done our auto layout. We've done our basically the layout. So now we can link this up and we can get onto our coding. So first of all, I'm going to control drag the decode button, and I'm going to call this. I'm going to set this to an action. I'm going to set the arguments to none, and yeah, the name's just going to be decode. You can name it whatever you want, but yeah. So we have our decode function. Let's just clean this up a bit. Gonna get rid of a comment. We're gonna put some stuff in the video load anyway. And this high text, or the decode text, output text, yeah, that's going to be an outlet, so output text, and connect. There we go. So, okay, we've done all that, and now we should put in some variables, or some stuff, the code, the decoding stuff. I'm just going to save the files. Okay, so we have video load here, and so in video load we're going to put in the encoded text, and I'll show that right now. There we go. So I've put in the instructions digitally, and so yeah, you can see 20. You can see the numbers here, and so I'm just going to put them in as a array. So this is going to be so I'm going to call this let encoded text, or numbers, whatever it is. I'm just going to do an array, and I have a piece of paper that we collected that Duck picked up, and so let's see what the numbers are. 26, 41, 43, 34, 37, 52, 31, 40, 40, 37, and 44. There we go. So we have that encoded text. That's what we're going to use to decode. And so yeah. And in view load, I'm just going to say output text dot text equals to I'm going to use string interpolation and put in encoded text. So this is going to show the encoded text. And okay, so we've done that, and I think we're good to just run the app. So I'm going to Command R, and it's going to build. So see you when the app runs. Okay, so the app is open, and well, first of all, I can see that the text is being clicked. As you can see the ... and it should be displaying the whole thing, but at least it's displaying the array, and the button is here. You can click on it, but it doesn't do much. Okay, so let's stop the app, and let's go to main.storyboard, and I can just quickly fix that problem. I don't even really need to test it again. All I have to do is change the number of lines on the text to 0. So I can save the main.storyboard. So basically, 0 means that there's infinite lines, and I can put in as many lines as I want to. Okay, let's get into the decoding, which is basically the last part. So, first of all, we have to do step 1. And in step 1, we have to, for each number, we have to subtract it by 20. Let me just check the, check it just in case. So here we go. Here's the instructions, and first step, yeah, we have to subtract it by 20. And let's look at the rest of them. So for each number, we have to turn each number into letters. So 1 is A, 2 is B, 3 is C, etc., etc. And 27 is space, so basically space bar. So yeah, that's interesting. Maybe that means that there is more than one word. And okay, so after that, for each letter, we shift it back by 5 characters. Okay, so for these two here, we can turn it to letters and shift it back. But it will be easier for us to shift it back by 5 characters and then turn them into letters, because we just have to subtract 5 from the number. So basically, you can just do, for each number, subtract by 25, and I think that's what we can do right now. So yeah, so basically we're merging these two together. So step 1 and step 3. So var step 1 equals to an array of integers. Okay, so then from there, we just do a for loop. So for number in encoded text, for loop, and then for every number in the encoded text, we just do step 1 dot append, and append so number minus 20. But remember, we're also shifting it back by 5 characters, so we can just use number minus 25, and that will work. So after that is step 2, which is the final step. So for final, I'm just going to, instead of it being step 2, I'm just going to call the variable final text, and I'm going to put it as an empty string, because let's go back. We're changing them into letters, so we need a string. And so we also need each letter of the alphabet to turn them into letters. So I'm going to create another variable called alphabet, and I'm going to do, just write down the alphabet. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. Oh wait, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. And remember, actually, let's go back here. See, so the 27th number 20, the index, character number 27 is a space. So there's 26 characters in the alphabet, so I guess we have to put a space after the Z. And yeah, so now we can do for loop. So for number in step 1, then we have to do a pretty long function. In the for loop, we have to put in this. So final text plus equal alphabet. So alphabet dot index, and you know what, I'm just going to do this. So index alphabet dot starting index, and then offset by number minus 1. So basically what we're doing is we're getting the index in which we can get our character. So we're starting from the starting index, and we're going to offset it by the number here. So let's see. Start index, not starting index. Anyway, so yeah, so basically we're getting the index of the character that we want. So it's, let's say if it's character number 6, then we start up here with the A. We offset it by 6 minus 1, so that's 5. So 6 would be F. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we would reach F. Okay. From here we can do alphabet, and then we use the square brackets and enclose and surround that the function, and basically that's going to get our character from the string. But then from the character we have to convert that into a string, because Swift has its own character type. Now that's done, but it's a little long, so I'm going to put in a separate function for it. So func get character from, and then string, and that's going so get a character from string, and then that string is going to be our alphabet, which we'll put in as a parameter, and at, which will be the index. So at index. So basically, yes, at index. You'll see why there's two words here. Now I'm going to put an int, and this is going to return a string. There we go. And we can return this, and so let's cut this and paste. And then so we have to replace alphabet with string. So alphabet, so string, and string. There we go. And index, so we're going to put in index, which is the second word here. So basically what this does is, the first word is what will be shown when you call the function. So when I call get character from, so what we can put in the alphabet, and you can see that it says at, and that's this word here. But when we're accessing the parameter in the function, that's going to be index. It's going to be using the second word, so we have to use index here. It's just the markup, just decorating the code, so it looks pretty good. Okay, so from there we can do at number minus 1, because we have to subtract 1 because and because, you know, like I said, A is basically the start, and then if you want to get A, then A is 1. So if you offset it by 1, we get B. So so we can subtract by 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0, and then that means that we don't need to offset by anything, and we get A. And it's the same thing with the rest of the characters. Okay, and from here we can reveal our the decoded message. So we can do output text dot text equals final text. Actually, before we test the app, we have to change alphabet to a let constant, because that's how it should work. And there's also this -1 thing that happens twice. So that's not good, because let's say we want to get the letter A, so the number is 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. But then here we subtract it by 1 again, so it's -1, and that's not correct. And so what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to get rid of the -1 here, save it, and we can run it again. So we have this here, and we can see that it's using multiple lines. That's good, and the decode button now works. And I'm just going to press the button. So once you press the button, we'll see the decoded message. So I'm gonna click it in 3, 2, 1. What? It says April Fools? That is strange. Whoever sent it to me must be trolling. So, well, April Fools, everyone. And probably if you check the date of creation of the video, probably says April 1st. How come I didn't notice it? Oh well, see you.